I think people were fully expecting the Houston Texans to shit the bed last night. This whole complete offseason has been absolutely crazy. But what the Houston Texans did last night was that they gave their fans a little hope. The Houston Texans beat the Green Bay Packers last night, and it was an intriguing game. This is the most preseason game I watched, from first quarter to fourth quarter. I was watching every single snap, offense and defense, because any one of these players could be an impactful player on this Houston Texans team. And it started off with a very strong showing by Lovie Smith and this defense. I cannot tell you how much of a breath, how much of a relief it is to see this defense absolutely flying. The guys look like they could play. They look loose. They look like they had whatever arranged to do whatever they wanted to do back there in that Lovie Smith system. It absolutely showed. The linebackers were eating up the running game. We did not see that last year for the Houston Texans. Teams were averaging almost 150 yards on the ground against us. It was good to see this run defense being stingy. This whole defense as a whole was stingy, minus that one good drive by Jordan Love where they attacked the seams and then they went ahead and started attacking us with screens. That was only because the Houston Texans were getting pressure. Lovie Smith also emphasized turnovers, and that's what the Houston Texans exactly did. The two forced fumbles and then the interception towards the end. Jaleel Johnson recovered both of the fumbles. Jonathan Grenard had his own little don't forget about me moment, getting the sack on Jordan Love. This defense was absolutely fun. Desmond King out there, making plays, getting the kickoff return. Let's not forget, it was an all-pro as a rookie at returning the kick. Desmond King made some plays out there. Lonnie Johnson out there at safety had a nice pass breakup. But another safety who had a very good game was Eric Murray. Eric Murray looked really good out there. We want to see who's going to be the starting safety alongside Justin Reed. This defense was absolutely fun to watch. Shaq Lawson did play into the third quarter, which was kind of strange to me. He was definitely doing some things out there. Raz Blacklock looked more comfortable, looked more involved in what he was, all last year during the season. Mr. Big Sexy Roy Lopez got a sack, shown that it's going to be a hard time if you leave them blocked one-on-one. This whole front seven looked good. These linebackers look good, and then the secondary did look good as well. Yes, it is preseason. Yes, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams weren't out there, but after going what we went through last season, to see this defense bounce back in a way that we haven't seen, from Romeo Crennel. We saw these guys having fun. We saw David Culley really take this game to heart. He said, yes, this game doesn't count, but they still keep a score. And to me, a win is a win. I think it was awesome when the Houston Texans were not able to convert a third down, and David Culley was absolutely pissed. I think he has the team behind him. I think the whole locker room as a whole is behind David Culley, and that is good to see. Moving forward to the offense, it looked really good with Tyrod Taylor at the helm. The offensive line was giving him absolute time. No Lermy Tunsil, no Titus Howard, no Roger Johnson. But the offensive line was doing its job. Philip Lindsay was starting back there at running back. He was your first and second down running back, and David Johnson was your third. I did have a little problem with that 3rd-and-1 run with David Johnson. I'm sorry, but he's not the guy that should be incorporated in this offense anymore. Your two guys that are going to get that third down are Philip Lindsay and Mark Ingram. David Johnson just continued to show that he shouldn't be on this game for the Houston Texans. Philip Lindsay, even though he didn't have a lot of yards, it was very, it was refreshing to see, the Texans starting at 2nd and 6 and 2nd and 6 instead of, 2nd and 9, 2nd and long, because of not being able to get a yard against the run. But going back to Tyrod Taylor, he looked in command. He was throwing the ball good. He found Chris Conley a lot. Chris Conley, we didn't really hear his name a lot because we were all raving about Nico Collins. But that number 2 wide receiver spot alongside Brandon Cooks, it looks like Chris Conley is going to get his fair share at that. He definitely turned it on. And And, Nico Collins, he did have one play towards, the Davis Mills type series. But this overall offense as a whole, I think, did a good job. We were not able to score in our first possession at all last year, and we were able to get a field goal. I see the vision. I see the potential. I cannot wait to see, with a full healthy offensive line and these wide receivers getting more intact with, the quarterbacks going in. And then Davis Mills came in. Tyrod Taylor had only one series, took him down, got a field goal. I absolutely love that. Davis Mills had. I'll give him a C plus. There were some plays. His first two possessions, he looked he looked out of sync. Well, his very first possession, he got that sack, and then he rolled out and threw the ball to the end zone to Anthony Miller. That was a good ball by him. If it was Chris Conley, maybe that ball would have been caught. If that ball would have been completed and Davis Mills would have scored that touchdown on his first possession, Twitter would have went absolutely nuts. But Davis Mills, I think, he did struggle in the beginning. But as he went on, he had some throws where he looked like he could be a capable quarterback in the NFL, hitting Kiki Kuti, hitting Anthony Miller, hitting Chris Conley. Davis Mills at points showed that he could be a quarterback that could potentially be a starter for the Houston Texans. Was able to lead him down. Should have had the touchdown if Scottie Phillips caught the ball. Also, if he put the ball in a better position, Scottie Phillips would have easily ran it in. But hey, next play, Scottie Phillips goes in for the touchdown. Davis Mills did also have an interception as soon as we caused the forced fumble. And this is what you kind of expect for Davis Mills. You expect to see the struggles. You expect him to do some things good, some things bad. Now, if he would have been absolutely dog water, this would be a different story, right? We would have started the video not with how good the defense plays, but with how trash Davis Mills is. Zach Wilson had a horrible start, for the Jets. Davis Mills, he looked good. He looked good. Like he's a high C plus. We saw a lot of things that he can improve on. We saw a lot of things he could do. His confidence is clearly there. His poise in the pocket is clearly there. He can move. He could throw. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what Davis Mills could do. I don't really see the need of having Jeff Driscoll back there. I want to give all these reps to Davis Mills because if Tyrod Taylor gets hurt, we would be looking back and saying, why weren't we just giving all these reps to Davis Mills? Why were we not just, why were we giving it to Jeff Driscoll also? Why not just give it straight to Mills? I think, the Jeff Driscoll experiment is not working. He was absolutely just god-awful in the game. I do want to see Davis Mills get a lot of time in these next two preseason games. But overall, this was a good game. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things. Well, it's kind of really hard to judge the bad things when you beat the team 26-7. But that one good drive by Jordan Love does bother me. But then again, it is the preseason, ladies and gentlemen. But let me know what you guys think, guys. As always, go Houston Texans. As always, you guys have a blessed day.